Okay, as an Air Force guy, it pains me to admit it, but in the 1980s, a couple of movies about the U.S. Navy turned out to be pretty darn good. One was Top Gun and the other An Officer and Gentleman. Unfortunately, the movies about the U.S. Air Force was Iron Eagle and Iron Eagle 2, two of the worst movies I've ever seen. Hi folks, and welcome back to the Storm and Cellar. Today we'll take a look at that 1982 movie, An Officer and a Gentleman, starring Richard Gere, Deborah Winger, Louis Gossett Jr., and David Keith. The term officer and gentleman originated from the British Royal Navy. It was used during a court-martial and was meant for someone who hadn't behaved accordingly as an officer. Don't forget, if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So let's get to the movie and I'll give you my thoughts.
I don't believe what I'm seeing. Where you been all your lives? At an orgy? Listening to Mick Jagger music and bad-mouthing your country, I'll bet.
When the U.S. Navy failed to endorse the movie and refused to let it be filmed at the actual Naval Aviation Officer Candidate School in Pensacola, Florida, Paramount selected Port Townsend, Washington, an old Army base turned into a state park. A few scenes were filmed at nearby Whidbey Island, but none on the Naval Air Station there.
Where are you from, boy?
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, sir.
Ah. Only two things come out of Oklahoma. Steers and queer.
This is a classic line given to Gossett from R. Lee Ermey, who was supposed to play Foley, but the director thought it best to have a black DI. Ermey stayed on as a technical advisor for the film, and especially for Gossett. By the way, Ermey used that same line in Full Metal Jacket.
Sir, Texas, sir! Holy dog shit! Texas, only steers and queers come from Texas, private cowboy.
What's your name, boy?
Mayo. Zach Mayo, sir.
How did you slip into this program? I didn't know the Navy was so hard up.
Believe it or not, singer John Denver was on the list to play Zach Mayo. And then John Travolta turned it down before Gere was finally cast to play the role. Man, I just can't see Denver shouting out, "Far out," every time Foley ripped into him.
Thought I recognized the work. Be proud of them wings. They're the only ones you're gonna leave here with. Mayonnaise.
Once upon a time, it was really frowned upon for officers to have a tattoo. I believe today it's encouraged, and a nose ring might get you frocked to Lieutenant JG.
All right. Get up. Get up. Step out. Get back in line. You watch. Now.
Now, you sure got the timetable down, Lynette.
After 3 years, you learn all the tricks. Hi, Mrs. Rufferwell.
Blue Angels will be in next month. If you need an introduction, just let me know.
Wally.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Poor fucking ouch. I've been wanting to meet.
Maybe it's different in the Navy, but I never remember girls from off base knowing the commander's wife or involved with activities on base. Okay, when I was stationed at Tinker Air Force Base in Oklahoma, we did have what was called Tinkerbells from off base who would come to the club on Friday nights, though.
I'm coming home, I've done my time, and I got to know what is and isn't mine.
Anyone know who this dude is? Yep, it's country singer star Dwight Yoakam. In his younger days, of course.
Miss Paula Pakrivsky, Miss Lynette Pomeroy. May I present Officer Candidate Sid Worley and Officer Candidate Zachary Mayo.
Ms. Rufferwell knows all the AOCs by name. That's pretty impressive.
I'm really still in prison, and I love to hold the key.
Would you like to get a drink? Yeah? Why are you here?
To meet interesting people. Improve myself.
Several actresses, such as Sigourney Weaver and Jennifer Jason Leigh, turned down the part before Deborah Winger was cast for the role of Paula Pakrivsky. I'm certainly glad she got the role. She really did well in this movie.
Your real father?
My real father. I want to show you my real father. Pop.
An officer's candidate like me.
The photo that Paula shows Zach of her real dad was actually the movie screenwriter, Doug Day Stewart, who was a naval aviator officer candidate himself during the Vietnam War.
All right, go, Joe.
I went through the dunk tank with the U.S. Navy, and it wasn't brain surgery. Once you hit the water and turned upside down, there was one latch on your belt. You just flip it, and then it falls away, and you just follow the bubbles up. Real easy. This guy was a real goob.
Help me out, Sid. You got a spare, man?
Oh, man, my spare sucks. You know where the hardware store is?
I can't do it. Hey, Zach, I got to see my family, man. I couldn't take it if you didn't let me out here this weekend.
We don't want you to get an honor violation.
Just on deck. In every class, there's always one joker who thinks that he's smarter than me. In this class, that happens to be you. Isn't it mayonnaise?
I know there are those who want to circumvent the system, but I never had the cojones to pull something like this off.
Casey Jones was the son of a bitch.
Casey Jones was the son of a bitch.
Drove his train in a 30-foot ditch.
Drove this train in a 30-foot ditch. Hunter.
You ready to quit now, Mayo?
No, sir.
I done some checking. I looked through your files. I know about your mama. Hey, don't you eyeball me.
This Gossett Jr., who played the role of Gunnery Sergeant Foley, was intentionally kept isolated from the younger cast members to become more intimidating to them. In fact, he was actually billeted 20 miles away from the rest of the cast throughout the whole movie.
We're not talking about flying here. We're talking about character.
I've changed. I've changed since I've been here.
Hell, you have.
I've changed, sir.
Now tell me what I want to hear. I want your DOR.
No, sir.
I want your DOR.
I ain't gonna quit.
Spell it.
D-O-R. I got nowhere else to go. I got nowhere else to go.
This is where Zach finally breaks and comes to terms with his screwed up attitude and life.
Your insides will feel like this rubber glove. Your coordination will deteriorate, and even the most childlike exercises will seem impossible. Look for the warning signs.
Very good. Everybody remove your mask, please.
9 of diamonds.
If you have any problems, just go ahead and put your mask on. Concentrate. Try to make your palms meet. Worley, put your mask back on, please. Put your mask back on.
You okay?
Sid, are you all right?
I gotta get out of here.
Worley.
The main purpose of the altitude chamber is merely for the aviator wannabe to recognize signs of hypoxia. The tech in the chamber is there to ensure that everyone goes back on oxygen before something like this ever happens. Of course, I never saw it happen before.
You didn't kick him out. Hey, wait a minute.
It doesn't matter what he's been going through. That's the whole purpose of this zoo. What does matter is that he freaked out for some reason at 25,000 feet, and that can't happen ever.
Although Sid actually DOR'd or dropped on request, I don't believe him freaking out in the chamber would have disqualified him. I've never heard of it happening. Some of you naval aviators may have. So give me some feedback on this. Let me know if you ever saw anybody get washed out for that.
Lynette, marry me. Make me the happiest man in the whole world.
I'm sorry, Sid, but I don't want to marry you. I want to marry a pilot. I want to live my life overseas. The wife of an aviator.
After faking a pregnancy, old hoochie mama Lynette gives Sid the heave-ho. Emphasis on the ho.
I couldn't believe it. He still wanted to marry me.
And what did you say?
Oh, I said no, of course. I don't want no Okie from Muskogee. I'd get that right here.
Okay. Okie from Muskogee. That's just a classic line. I love it. Hey, the Real Tides Inn Motel in Port Townsend, Washington, where Sid committed suicide, is now a tourist destination, if you can believe that.
Right along, left.
Sir, this officer candidate requests permission to see you in private. Sir!
All right, Mayo. Let's see what you got. I see you've had some training, man, eh?
Neither of these guys knew karate, but during the fight scene, Gere actually kicked Gossett in the boys. Gossett got up and said, "I'm out of here," and they had to fly stunt doubles in for much of the rest of the karate scenes.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Class. 1, 5, 8, 1. Fall out.
I always loved military graduation ceremonies. Of course, all the ones I attended preceded itself with a passing review of the whole class and a lot more people and everything. They didn't show that here. Military graduations were always a family affair, and old Zach now realizes he has no one and he's on his own.
Congratulations, Ensign Chaplin. Congratulations, Ensign Mayor.
I'll never forget you, Sergeant.
I know.
At commission graduations, it's customary for the new officers, or ensigns in this case, to give a silver dollar to whoever gives them the first salute. It's also a tradition for the officer to then take and place the dollar in their left pocket. Now, I've seen this movie 100 times and just realized something, that Foley actually puts Zach's dollar in his right pocket, apparently signifying some sort of special relationship with Mayo.
Every time I say understand, I want the whole group to say, where you from, boy?
Tucson, Arizona, sir.
Where?
Tucson, Arizona, sir.
Well, two things come out of Arizona. Steers and queer. Which one are you, boy?
Gossett was the first black man to ever win an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in this movie. Of course, Hattie McDaniel won the Best Supporting Actress for her role as Mammy in the 1939 movie Gone with the Wind. However, as I mentioned earlier, Iron Eagle is one of the worst movies I've ever seen, and Gossett played in that one as well. He should have stuck with Navy movies. Gere initially hated the ending scene, but later loved it after he saw it on the big screen. An Officer and a Gentleman made an astonishing $130 million from a small $6 million budget. This means it made a return on investment of more than 2,166%. Not bad, and a great movie. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I wanted to hear from you and what your thoughts are, so leave them in the comments section below. So until next time, be sure your takeoff and landings equal.